Greetings, students. I'm Dr. Sadri, your instructor for this course. In response to the students who are very much interested to focus on the politics of the Middle East, particularly Iran, because in the Middle East there are some countries that get a lot of attention: Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia. So they wanted me to, to present some of my own publications, single author. I did this work focusing on the trends in the foreign policy of revolutionary Iran. I got it published in the Journal of Third World Studies. It's basically US-based. And it got a lot of attention because what I did for this work was I went, I have traveled to the Middle East and many times. I mean, to many of almost every single country over there several times. And then one of the things I do as an area specialist is I talk to ordinary people. I do not isolate myself here at UCF in our library, just master all of the literature, and then in my work just cite them. Yes, I do that as well, but I think there is no substitute for traveling to the area that you're focusing on and then getting an inside view. To be very honest with you, people, they think that I planned it this way, but one of the reasons that government agencies have been contacting me to do consulting for them has been this, because I travel to the region, I talk to the people, I have some connection, not just in academic institutions over there, but some government officials here and there. And as you have probably seen, I have a number of pictures with the leaders of different countries, national leaders, local leaders. Talking with them is very helpful because you get a different perspective, perspective that usually you don't see typically in a kind of published book, especially in the Western Hemisphere. So that has been good. I also talk a whole lot with business leaders, because business leaders, they have a different perspective. They obviously want an environment that is working in a peaceful fashion. So they can what? They can run their business. Is that right? How many businesses they want, there will be war, okay? Even those companies that they sell weapons, they don't open up a shop right in the middle of a war and sell their weapons. Is that right? They sell it through the third parties away from those conflicts. So that has been helpful. Another thing I've done is also talk to some religious leaders here and there, see what they have to say, because, of course, I'm not a professor of religious studies, but, in political science, as you know, we look at religions and the belief system as an ideology. And ideology is a factor that impacts individuals how to do what? How to act, how to behave. And as you know, the behavior, as we study human behavior, has three different parts: the thoughts, the speech, and the action. Is that right? So that has really, I think, complemented a lot of things that I've done in terms of the publication by having, not just mastering the literature in our country, but traveling actually to the region, talking with people. And also in many of my research, what I've done is I have met people that unfortunately don't speak English very well. Therefore, they have a lot of very, very interesting ideas, but these ideas not that presented. I don't want to take credit for their idea. That would be unfair and dishonest. So I go and interview them, and then I ask permission. Is that okay if, for example, I mention your book or your article or this interview or something? If they say yes, as you can see when you read my work, you've seen I mentioned a number of local, scholars. Some of them, sometimes they say something that maybe could be kind of, how should I put it, dangerous for them. Is that right? And so there are people who say, no, you can use this idea, but just say local scholar. I don't want any trouble, So I've done that too. So I respect their decision. But in this particular case, I, interviewed a lot of locals, and then I discovered that not all the revolutionary leaders in Iran are the same way. There are revolutionary leaders who are more idealistic, there are revolutionary leaders who are more realistic, and in each one of them they have their own policy goals, they have their own methods of doing things. Then I looked at what Iran was famous for and has been, the non-alignment policy, that in the most recent years that non-alignment has led into kind of semi-isolation, because there are countries that they use non-alignment to connect to both East and West, and Russia and U.S. and China and Europe and everybody. Is that right? But in this case, Iranian option have been in the last few years has been kind of limited. So then I talked about the two-track policy they have. I also talked about, in addition to the political and economic and security aspect, about the cultural part of it, and how Iran's relationship with superpower has changed, and what are the projection for what for the future. So if you're interested, again, these are material that if you use the EBSCO host or J2 in JSTOR, the advanced version of JSTOR, which has it gives you 2 watt, a place for 2 keywords for search. And then nice thing about EBSCO host, as you know, is it gives you what when you go to the libraries and then you go to the data sets and search engines and everything. It actually gives you 3 places for 3 watt research words. You can find out all those things all free of charges. Is that right? You should not spend money on something like that. Go over there and read it. And if you have any question, as usual, contact me. Just send me an email. Bye.